12th of March 2022, another Saturday meeting of personal growth leaders. It's a pleasure to see each and every one of you today for this meeting. We have been formed in 2021, 15 January 2021 was the date of our creation. We have been meeting every week since then. It's been a great pleasure to have these meetings 1 hour every week, short and snappy, and we learn from each other in these meetings. So today's theme set by our Toastmaster of this meeting, Rosie, is to be or not to be. And I was trying to understand what it really means. And it looks like it's from Hamlet, which says that to live or not to live. Hamlet discusses how painful and miserable human life is and how death would be preferable, would it not be, for the fearful uncertainty of what comes after death. So it's quite an interesting philosophical theme that Rosie has set in for this meeting. And without further ado, I would like to hand over our virtual gavel to the Toastmaster of this meeting, Rosie. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, I take your gavel. Thank you. All right, to be or not to be, yes, exactly what Somich said just now about Hamlet, to live or not to live. But today, what I want to share with you related to that is that about my how I lost 8 kilos after the movement control all day. I want to share with you how I did it. And it is also the food that we eat is actually going to make us die. And if you don't eat, you're not going to die. And I'm going to prove it to you. And you are so lucky today. This will change your life forever. And you'll be younger, healthier, thinner. Probably if you want to be thin, you can by this method. Stay tuned. This is very interesting. And I have been trying to lose weight forever. I tried to cut down by eating smaller portion, and I lost from 62 kilos. Right now I'm 54. I have 5 more kilos to go down to my weight before I got married, which is 49 kilogram. And it is really possible. And this is all from the things that I study and study and study, and it's about the words autophagy. But autophagy means you are trying to replace the whole cell in your body into new cell. By doing what? Okay, stay tuned. All right, I'm going to share with you this screen, and this is going to be some kind of connection to that. And this will life changing. There's no kind of medicine. Don't take any medicine. Don't take any pills. If you can get all from nature food, don't take all those pills. This is free, uh, but you just take just okay. I'm just going to share this, and it will tell it all to you. Okay, this guy. Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen? All right. This guy, he got a health problem. He works in his father fish and chip shops, and he's got a problem with his health. So he went to see the doctor and said, I'm going to fast. I'm not going to eat anymore. So this guy fasted for 382. First, he fasted for 1 day, and then 1 week, and the doctor against him and say, no more. You're gonna die. And he said, never mind. I'm just going to continue. And he just continue. He just drink water and some vitamin, and that's it. 380 days later, and he still survive, and all the diseases gone. So, to eat or not to eat, to be healthy or to live or to die, the food that we eat is actually the one that is causing us to die. And sometimes, my mother or me as a mother, I would ask my kids, you have to eat. Now let's go have lunch, dinner, and eat and eat and eat. And in fact, if we not to not do not eat, it will be healthier than eating a bad food. For example, okay, this study, what I want to share with you, why I start doing this journey and why it is sustainable for life is that because the autophagy, this autophagy study by this doctor from Japan is proven because he won Nobel Prize winner, and I tend to believe in him. So what autophagy means is that to stuff our cell in the body so that our cell can replace with the new cells. And to do that is by actually not eating. As simple as that. So I am so happy doing that. My weight is, I lost a lot of weight, and some wrinkles is gone. I'm 52 years old. Some wrinkles are gone, and the skin will better by, it's just like by just try not to eat and try to have that ketogenic diet. They say eat a good healthy fat, and then that's it. Starve yourself until the whole body cleanse itself and transfer to new cells, and you feel much better. I just played tennis just now, and I didn't I had I tried to, when I fasted, I noticed that I can run for the ball better. I think because the body is lighter. So if you eat, you maybe die faster. You know, there's a lot of diseases in this world, but try to cut down and go for search for autophagy and do what this guy do. He didn't eat for 82 days and is healthier than ever. Okay, that's it. Sorry I've taken too long. I hope there's some value that we can share from there. All right. Okay. No more diet feel, no more nothing, no more rigorous exercise. It's just that, just not to have it. To have or not to have, to be or not to be, just be healthy by it, choose. It is, yes, the thing is to fast, but the more important than fasting is actually to choose what we break our fast with. So just choose the good food and try good food that can make us longer, can make us fast longer. All right. Now let's move on to our first speaker today. I'm sorry I have taken too much of your time. Let's introduce our grammarian for today. Sabaria, over to you.
Okay. Hi, okay. I'm the grammarian today, and the word of the day, I would like to introduce the word of the day, which is devout, which means an adjective showing deep religious feelings or commitment or believing strongly in a cause. Example would be, John is a devout Muslim. Or my second example would be, Sabrina, my friend, is a most devout environmentalist that she was put in lockup for her triple commitment against illegal logging. So I encourage everyone to use the word of the day, devout. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Safaria. Yes, the devout. There's the word of the day. Now let's introduce our first evaluator for today, which is Anvita. Over to you, Anvita.
The speaker is attempting a project titled Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. The speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to Rosie.
Thank you, Anvita. All right, with the title, They Saw Something in Me. Yeah, I look highly towards this. Ricky So, because he's the one who I attended one of his evaluation session, coaching, and it's really great and helped me a lot. Over to you, DTM Ricky So.
7 years ago, I came to Toastmasters. I didn't know what I could be. I didn't know what I could do. But they saw something in me. They saw a speaker in me. They saw a contestant in me. And they saw a leader in me. Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember the time you joined Toastmasters? Was there someone or were there some people who saw the potential in you, but you didn't know? They might have seen the champion in you, just like our champion, Kathy. They might have seen the leadership quality in you, just like our president, Somesh. For me, I was pretty lucky. I met my mentor, Jeannie. In fact, she was not my mentor. Officially, she was my club mentor because I joined a club that was just chartered. But who cares? I didn't know, so I just treated her like my own mentor. Jeannie was an elderly woman. She was very patient. She was kind-hearted, and she always see the positive things in people. For me, she guided every single speech project of mine in the old traditional education system. And she always pointed out my strengths in writing speeches and the creativity. She was also patient to guide me in my weaknesses, such as voice variety. Because she saw the speaker in me, I was able to complete my competent communicator projects, 10 speech projects within a year. And I was ready to be able to do well in speech contests. My second mentor came unexpectedly in a table topics contest. I was the contestant. I thought I did pretty well, but I lost. I was very disappointed, very sad. Right after the contest, I just wanted to walk out from the place, only to find Eddie standing on the door, at the door, waiting for me as if he knows I was going to pass by. When he saw me, he said, "Ricky, what has happened to your creativity? And your voice variety is not there at all." You know, when you are vulnerable and somebody cares for you, you tend to open up. So I opened up and shared with Eddie all my struggles. Eddie was a peer to me. We joined Toastmasters at the same time. Later, he rose up the rank and became an area director. He was very analytical, not only in helping clubs resolving their problems, but also in helping members. He could list out all the good points and areas of improvement that I could never imagine. Because of Eddie, he helped me to practice my speeches. And because of Eddie, he analyzed my speech. I got to know more about myself. Eddie saw the contestant in me. That's how, in the next year, I managed to reach the division level for table topics contest. I started to be well known in my district, and I was ready to serve as a leader. My third mentor came when I was serving as a division PR manager in my division. My boss, or my division director, Henry, was the mentor. He was an elderly man. He was also very patient. He guided and taught every one of us one by one thing at a time. I often met with him one-on-one. And Henry asked me, "Ricky, what is it that you want to achieve in Toastmasters? Not just communication, but also in the leadership path." He guided me, mentored me, and he exposed me to many district meetings and events. At the end of the term, he recommended me as his successor, and that's how I became the division director after Henry, and later the district PR manager as well. From my experiences, I learned 3 lessons. Mentors come in all shapes and sizes. They might not be your official mentors. They might just be ordinary people. As long as they have something to share with you and they are willing to share with you, we have something to learn from them. Secondly, each mentor has his or her own strengths. Of course, they have weaknesses as well. And sometimes those weaknesses turn us off. But as long as they have certain things stronger than us, we can humble ourselves and learn from them. Last but not least, these leaders and speakers and mentors, they learn the hard way. They went through the journey, and now they were just passing on to us. And we should also pay it forward and pass on to our members. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to see you all in this advanced club. We all have some experience in Toastmasters. Let's remember whoever guided us before, blessed us before, and mentored us before. Acknowledge them, and don't forget to pass the learning on to our junior members. Let us all see something in other people. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Ricky Su. So I would like to call on the second evaluator, who I really look up to and always enjoyable to have her in a meeting. So glad to get to know you. Over to you, Teresa.
Thank you very much, Rosie. Our speaker is Sanjib, and he is presenting from Presentation Mastery Pathways, Level 2, Project 2, Understanding Your Communication Style. His purpose statement is for Sanjib to share the impact of his style on others. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Teresa. All right, Sanjib, understanding your communication style. I can't wait for your speech. Over to you, Sanjib.
Yeah, thank you, Rosie. So before starting my speech, I would like to share one PPT. So I'll be just sharing. It will take a few minutes. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and dear guest. So I'm as said by my evaluator that today I'm going to present from Presentation Mastery, Understand Your Communication Style. So I have chosen a topic which is a very common topic, okay, and we usually have always this kind of topic, this kind of topic in mind, and so I will go through this now, and I will take you through this. So my topic title, my speech title is Define Your Personality. Okay. So what happened when somebody call you or somebody come in front of you? What first thing come in your mind? Two reactions happens. Either you will get happy, or you will unhappy, or feel normal, right? So what is the things which actually impact in your mind? What impacts make in your mind? And that's what the individual personality. It can be of any type of personality. So you may like to talk to him, or you may not. That's up to you. So I have just done some research over internet, and I find the best definition of personality, what I have captured here. It's a beauty that capture your attention, and it's personality which capture your heart. This is what I can define the personality in best way. So few questions regarding the personality. What is personality? What made personality? And what are the type of personality? Okay, so it came from the personality. The word personality came from a word persona, which is a theatrical mask worn by performer in order to either project the different roles or disguise their identity. This is what the meaning of personality is, which is from which this word has derived. Now, what made personality? The personality made from thoughts, feeling, and behavior of the person. How the way he think, the way he behave, and what are the type of personality. So there can be a number of personality type, but mainly what I find more interesting is type A and type 2. So type A, in here in the picture, you can see, you can guess from what are the type A personality and what are the type B personality, the way that they look at the things, the way they look at the situation. So the type A personality is something, they are very ambitious, they're very organized. The types is characterized by a people who often workaholic. They are a very workaholic people. They tend to be impatient, competitive. They're very ambitious and sometimes very aggressive as well. They like to do things very fast in their life and getting things done quickly as possible and it has very difficult for them to be relaxed all the time. They always want to work. They take work more than they can handle and want other people also to get on the point. They're very proactive and concerned and very much concerned about the time management. So these are the sum of the qualities what derives the type A personality. Now, for type B, see the person in the slide, how relaxed he is. So you can guess the person mood or the type A characteristics. So type A is something very opposite to type B, opposite to type B. They are of mixed type. They are very enjoying, they're very easygoing, they're very stress-free, relaxed, and less competitive. And they enjoy socializing and going with the people. So this is the type B, and there can be a mix of these two types. So what kind of personality you have? Now you can tell from this. Over to you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjeev. So now I would like to pass the gavel. Here's the gavel. Over to you. Table topic, Master John.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everybody. So we are table topics. Now, I looked at the theme and I thought Hamlet, okay? And then I thought of Star Trek. Why do you think I thought of Star Trek with Hamlet? Well, did you know that Hamlet has been translated into Klingon, which is from Star Trek, the Klingons. So two things I like, Hamlet and the Klingons. So we're going to go with some of the quotes from Shakespeare. So you will get a quote from Shakespeare. You can do with it what you like. There may be some sort of essence in it, or you can make a story about it. So who wants to go first? Anybody? Ray, you want to go first, Ray? Great. Ray stepped up to the counter, as they say. Okay, this is from Hamlet, Ray. And it is when Polynus is talking to his son, and he says, "To thine own self be true. To thine own self be true." Okay, over to you, Ray.
For thine own self be true. What does that mean to me? Not only to me, but for me. And how does that manifest within me as it relates to my fellow being? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. To thine own self be true. I think at the foundation of a person, me, it's about what I understand me to be. What are some of the principles and values, morals, that I manifest, that I hold on to? Even though I'm devout in my following of certain beliefs and understandings, I am forever true to myself. When I look myself in the mirror, I can tell you exactly what I see. I can tell you and identify for me, not for you, but for me, my faults, the things that I feel strongly about, and above all, how I treat myself. Do I respect myself? Have I respected myself? And if I am able to look myself in the mirror and go through a litany of things that I embrace as an individual, because as an individual, I embrace a multitude of things regarding fatherhood, husbandhood, personhood, you name it. To thine own self be true. Mr. Topics Master.
Thank you very much, Ray. Very well done. Truth, individuality, and self-ownership, which is what to thine own self be true. Great. I enjoyed that very well. So who's next on the chopping block?
Can I volunteer?
Yeah, if you want to volunteer, yes, go in then, Avita. Right, Avita. Okay. I'm going to give you, I'll say it's from The Merchant of Venice, and the actual translation, all that glisters is not gold, but nowadays they call all that glitters is not gold. But in the actual Merchant of Venice, is all that glisters is not gold. So over to you.
Okay, but 1 minute, John. What is the meaning of the word glisters?
Glitters, glitter.
It's glitters.
All that
Okay.
glitters
Okay, shine. Okay, got it.
is not gold. Yeah.
Okay. Ting! I got a ping on my WhatsApp 2 days back. I immediately opened the message and read it. It read, "You have won $2 million. Good day, Toastmasters and guests. $2 million? My eyes just popped out as I read this message. I was filled with happiness. I immediately began planning for what to do next. Should I buy an Audi car, Benz car? Should I buy a bungalow, or should I donate that money? What should I do? And suddenly my stomach became full due to sadness. Because when I read the entire message, I realized that in the bottom there was a note. Your $2 million are stuck at the customs office in airport. If you want to get it, you need to pay $1 million. And then immediately the sinking feeling spread throughout my body. I realized that all that glitters is not gold. It can never be gold. I realized that probably this was sent by some fraudster. Imagine what would have happened if I actually clicked that link and paid the money. Or probably even if I just clicked the link, they would have installed some sort of spyware. They would have hacked my mobile or laptop and blackmailed me. Oh my God. Thank God I read the whole message. Dear Toastmasters, don't you think that easy come is easy go? Whatever comes in life very easily to us without any hard work is just not worth it. We like to believe that life is a bed of roses, that good things can happen, that $2 million is yours easily. But that can only happen. You will only get $2 million so easily if you probably rob a bank or cheat someone. But even then, you're going to get caught. So in life, rather than expecting things to fall into your lap, let us all try to work hard and get it. Back to TTM.
Thank you very much. Very devout there in your sayings and your words. I've never had somebody send me 2 million. Said I've got 2 million. I'll have to look out for that one. Okay, so who have we got next? Who likes to go up?
May I have a topic, Mr. Topics Master? I'll take a chance.
Okay, Michael. Yes, Michael.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going from As You Like It, which is a play by Shakespeare, and this is Touchdown to William in Act 4, Scene 1. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. Yeah, Michael, do you want me to say it again?
Please, yes.
Yeah, the fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool. That's going to keep you thinking.
Well, I could start with friends, countrymen, Toastmasters, lend me your ears. The fool, yeah, he may think he is wise, but you know, I suppose I often think with a comment like that, it depends who you are. You know, I'm reminded, you know, maybe there's something rotten in the state there of Denmark even, but you know, it is a symptom, I suppose, of wisdom to know when to stop. You know, to cut your losses, as they might say. Even another phrase springs to mind, I think, also from Julius Caesar. There was a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood leads on to fortune. And the wise man knows when that tide is going to change. Well, a fool just keeps on going, definitely. And things go up, things go down. We're reminded of people who win, we say, the lottery. And they have a great time for a few years, but I'm sure we've all heard the surveys that, you know, 10 years later, they're back where they were. So it can be a tricky part indeed. I'm also thinking, you know, like the Ides of March are actually coming up soon. You know, beware the Ides of March. And, you know, Julius Caesar in his day, well, he might have been a great wise man, but he did not know when to stop. You know, he could have said, let's just keep things where they are at the moment. Maybe the next guy after me will go a bit further and I'll get 10 years in the job in the meantime. But he just kept going. So he might have been a bit foolish at the time. So I even had the phrase et tu brute, you know, so would it be a question of et tu stupid, as they could say it nowadays? So I suppose I would like to think, yes, that the wise man knows when to stop, and the wise man knows where he is a fool as such. I think I've kind of heard of another phrase where he says, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. It's better to be around people we can learn from as such. So literally, I'll finish really by saying, you know, what can I say? I suppose back to Julius Caesar, or even back to Romeo and Juliet. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? You really want to be around some good people who are brighter than you, Mr. Topics Master.
Thank you very much there, Michael. Yes, the more people, more intelligent people in the room, the more you will learn. Okay, so we've got one more. I think I've got time for one more. Who likes to come up to the pedestal? Boom, 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 boom.
And
Who
volunteer
hasn't
if you want,
spoken?
John.
Oh, Samesh. Yes, Samesh. Okay. Yours is from 12th Night.
My goodness.
Okay. My goodness, what about my goodness? And it's only Act 1, Scene 1. If music be the food of love, play on. So if music be the food of love, play on. Over to you, Samesh.
Thank you very much, Mr. Topics Master. If music be the food of love, play on. So first we have to understand what is love, because this is talking about music being the food of love. So the main point here is love. What is love? Love is an experience that one has for another living being. Or is it only living being? It could be a place as well. We could go to a place and we love that place. We love the natural beauty of that place. Generally, it is for a living being. People could love their family. People could love their neighbors. People who do not have family, or who do have family also, love the pets. They keep the pets and they love the pets. So music is the food for love. And there is rhythm. You know, everything in life has a rhythm. And what is rhythm? Rhythm is music. Music and rhythm go together. Even the heart that is beating, it has got a rhythm. If it goes out of rhythm, we are out of our natural devout mode, which we have. So absolutely, music is the food of love. And when there is music, when there is rhythm, the love will flourish. Thank you very much, Mr. Topics Master.
Thank you very much, Samesh. I thought you'd like that one. And before I leave you, I wanted to show how words can impact this planet. Henry IV, Part 1 contains more than 600 references to types of birds. And in North America, in 1890, a guy actually let off a lark. He released the starling in New York Central Park. Now, the starling is not native to America. And now the highly adaptable species has become evasive and driven some native birds to the brink of extinction. And that's how words from Shakespeare have had an impact on this planet, even in America. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. What a great round of table topic. Now let's move on. I'm going to pass the gavel to our general evaluator tonight. Over to you, Satya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rosanna. Good day to all my dear Toastmasters. Let me start this session by requesting the timer to let me know the times taken by the speakers. Timer, would you please tell me the time taken by the speakers?
Hi, good evening, good day to everybody here. Welcome to the guest. Now let me give the timing report for the devout speakers tonight here in Malaysia. That's why daytime in Adam. The first speaker, Ricky Su, he took 6 minutes and 15 seconds. The second speaker, Sanjeev Kumar, 6 minutes and 18 seconds. Coming to the table topic speakers, Ray 1 minute and 45 seconds, Anvita 2 minutes and 28 seconds, Michael 2 seconds and 3 minutes, and the last speaker, Shomesh, exactly 2 minutes. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fatima. Now, may I request evaluator 1, Anvita Hegde, to give her evaluation of the speaker 1.
Mentors come in different shapes and sizes. We just have to learn from them and pass it on. That was today's biggest takeaway for me. Thank you, DTM Rikisu, for that. Good day, Toastmasters, guests, and to DTM Rikisu in particular. Coming to the areas of excellence. Number one, I liked how you established your credibility. You mentioned that you have been a Toastmaster since 7 years. Then you went on to explain about your 3 Toastmaster mentors. I knew that I just had to cling to each and every word of yours because of your Toastmaster experience. So you did a good job in establishing the authenticity of your speech in the opening itself. Second, what I liked was your fantastic vocal variation. You had 2 different voices for the 2 characters. For your second mentor, you used a confident and high-pitched voice. For your second mentor, you used a soft and gentle voice. Because of this, I was able to differentiate between the 2 characters clearly. Third aspect I loved in your speech was your structure. You mentioned the qualities of your mentor, and then you went on to tell how they helped you. For example, your first mentor was a kind-hearted person who helped you to complete your manual. Your second mentor, who was very analytical, helped you to reach division contest. Your third mentor, who was patient, helped you to become a division director. Because of this structure, I was able to get all aspects of mentoring. I realized how important a mentor is. I have 2 suggestions for you. One is usage of pauses. You can use pauses during transition. You spoke about your first mentor and then immediately you went on to speak about your second mentor. You could have used a pause in between so that the audience will be ready for a context switch and they can grasp whatever you have mentioned before. You asked a question to the audience. Do you remember the time you joined Toastmaster? You could have used a pause over there so that probably they could reflect about their first mentors. Use a pause for transition as well as for questions. The second is usage of title. They saw something in me. You used it twice, once in the beginning and once in the conclusion. I felt there was scope to reiterate this throughout your speech. For example, for your first mentor, you could have said, the mentor saw creativity in me. For your third mentor, the mentor saw leadership qualities in me when nobody could, and even I could. So use this title often in order to reiterate your point, because this will bring the importance of mentor, how the mentors will see something in us which nobody else can. Coming to the positives again. In your conclusion, you mentioned about 3 lessons which you learned and also stated that we should pass on the learning. I felt that the call for action was very strong. To conclude, you had great authenticity quotient. You used fantastic gestures and vocal variety. Addition of pauses will elevate your speech. Back to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anvita. That's a very well articulated evaluation. I liked it very much. I have to add one more point, which I thought I found the speaker could have included in his speech, as essentially in the content part. When he said about the first mentor taking him through the traditional education, an audience would like to know what do you mean by traditional education. This is an international audience. We would like to understand what you mean by that. If that had been included in your speech, it would have taken to better quality of the complete comprehension of what you want to say. Barring that, I have nothing else to add to what the evaluator has suggested. Now let me call the evaluator 2, Teresa, please, for speaker to Teresa Carola.
Thank you very much, Mr. GE. Fellow Toastmasters, and I'm just checking, yes, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and especially Sanjeev. You have a talent for presenting great slides, very imaginative. I loved everything that I saw. Your speech was also informative and a topic that the audience would want to know more about. I liked when you had said beauty captures your attention and personality captures your heart. This definitely connected you with your audience. Things that you might want to work on are, number one, ask the Toastmaster for a video check before you start your speech. The intro is so important. And when you have to prepare your slide or prepare your screen sharing, takes away from your speech. And I'm wondering if the timer had started your time as well. In the intro, ask us a question, something about, do you know types of personalities, or do you know what kind of personality you have, or something like that. When I look back to the communication styles, which is the objective of your speech, you possibly could have told us that a communication style is giving a lecture, which you were about to give, something like that to get it in. The other thing on your intro, try to tighten it up. It did take a lot of your time up. When you ask the question with the slides, with the 3 questions on it, I don't know if you really needed that slide. And I think that it was kind of, if you were going to use that slide, once you ask the question, if you could click and put in some key words about it, that would be good. The other thing is before you went to the type A, you could have asked us, what do you think? Because I was waiting for you to say, put in the chat what you think a type A person is. This would really engage your audience a little more. Honestly, you did a great job, and we really look forward to knowing more about personality because of the fact that you only told us about type A. The last thing I want to say is we want to thank you for presenting to us. You do not have to thank us for listening to you. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Teresa. That was an excellent evaluation. I have nothing more to add. With that, the evaluation session comes to a close. Now let me look at the entire proceedings of the day. The meeting, I saw that it started on time with the president's speech. As eloquently spoken today, Somesh also started very well. Then I come to the TMOD. She has done exceedingly well with her own storyline. I liked it very much. After that, now let me call on the grammarian, sorry, before I go ahead, grammarian to give her report. Sabaria, please.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator Satya. I was just going to message you personally. Like, I want to give my report. Right. Now, word of the day, devout, was mentioned once by John and Fatima, and also once by Ray. I'm sorry if I miss anybody else, okay, or put it in the chat that you mentioned it. Now, I find a few interesting or good usage of the language which caught my ears. I like mentor comes in all shapes and sizes from Ricky. Sanjeev about personality that catches your heart. And okay, Ray, the word manifest, and also you embrace the magnitude of things. John, all that glitters is not gold. And Anvita, sinking feeling. Wow, like that. And life is a bit of roses, or life is not a bit of roses. And the wisdom, okay, from Michael, the wisdom when to stop. Yep, that's a good one. And is music the food for love? Okay, from John, and then from Samish, yes. And okay, I think that's my report. Good usage of language. Thank you very much. Back to you, John Evaluator.
Thank you, Sabaria. Excellent report. Now, before I move on to my continuation of my report, the GE report, let me call upon the R counter to give his report.
Generally, we do well in terms of not having crutch words in these meetings. I think we have still some room for improvement. We had as the word that was the biggest crutch word 18 times. I'm not going to mention about the individual people. I can talk to the individual people later. If you want to know, you can just ping me and I can tell you, or I can contact you as well. Then we had, I suppose, as a crutch word as well. Then as a crutch word. So as a crutch word as well. We had so 4 times, 4 times, I suppose 3 times, as 2 times. I was getting repeated 3 times. So it looks like R is the crutch word that we had the most. And by the way, when I said so, it was a real so. It was not a crutch word so. There could be a real so as well. Okay, over to you, General Evaluator of the team.
Thank you, DTM Somesh. That was a well laid out report of the R counter. Now, let me continue with my GE report. Let me come to the table topic master. Quite impressive today. In fact, somewhat totally different than what I would have listened all this while in these club meetings on Shakespeare's quote. That's one of my favorites in my postgraduation in English masters. I had read through all of these plays. Shakespeare was one of the mostly followed authors in our syllabus. So I found it very interesting, impressive. And more importantly, I must congratulate guest Ray Willis. Excellent take on the table topics given to him, and also Michael, Anvita, all of you did extremely well. I enjoyed this session thoroughly, the table topic session. To conclude, I think that is my end of my report. There's nothing more to add. I enjoyed entirely the last 1 hour. Back to TM Modi.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator Satya. All right, to be or not to be. So to leave or not to leave. So it's clearly that we have to, in order for us to live longer, probably we look at the food that we eat or probably don't eat. And we know that a lot of diseases in the world caused by the food, diabetic, heart disease, and whatever, it's because of the food. And I would like to leave you with one last quote from Benjamin Franklin. And he said, "The best of all medicines are resting and fasting." So let us indulge in that, resting and fasting. Thank you. I think I pass the gavel back to our president. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the meeting, Rosianna, for leading us through the session. We had the pie session, the prepared speeches, the impromptu speaking, and the evaluation section. And we still have 6 minutes left for the hour to get over. And as our tradition goes, I would like to ask our guests, Michael Sexton and Ray Willis, to please inform what you thought about the meeting. So first Michael and then Ray. Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you very much, Somesh. Well, I really enjoyed the meeting. The topics was a blast. I enjoyed that, especially with the theme of Shakespeare. Quite a challenge. I was furiously trying to write down a few phrases here and managed to squeeze them in. I don't know if the topic made any sense, but I put in a few quotes anyway. It was an opportunity. And also, I loved both speeches. They're really fantastic. And, the meeting is within an hour, and even that was kind of mentioned in one of the speeches, is it the type A? It fits things in quite fast. And I thought it was great. Everyone really got a contribution. It's well organized. And I really enjoyed myself here today. Thanks very much, Somesh, for passing on the details. And I hope to be back as well. With that, I'll pass on.
Thank you very much, Michael. It's a great pleasure to have you with us in this meeting. And hopefully you can continue to come in, and
Yeah.
then hopefully you can become a member as well whenever you want
Thank
to.
you very much indeed. Because
Thank
it's
you very
only
much.
3 o'clock in the afternoon here in Ireland. So like the rest of my afternoon is still available. So it's not too bad, you know.
Thank you so much, Michael. And over to you, Ray. I hope you can become a member very soon. You have been coming with us as a guest for a number of times. So hopefully you can become a member very soon. Please help us understand what you felt about the meeting today.
I enjoyed the meeting again today. And yes, as you say, Mr. President, this is about my 3rd or 4th meeting. I've enjoyed every one today, especially I like the word of the day. I like your meeting theme, like table topics, like the speeches, everything, and in particular, your evaluations. Very good evaluations. And I've seen evaluations from a number of the members here. They're all good. And basically, all that I've seen thus far measures up to being a club that really deals with and focuses on personal growth. There's something in it for everybody. So again, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ray. It's a great pleasure to have you in these meetings, and hopefully you can become our formal member very soon. It'll be a great pleasure to have you on board with us. That's it. We still have 4 minutes left, and I don't want to take those 4 minutes. I can give back the 4 minutes to each and everyone here, and have a great time, everyone, and have a great weekend. Thank you very much.